And our top focus remains the terrorist attack in Sydney. The two gunmen involved in the Bondi Beach shooting have been identified as a father and son pair. The terrorists have been named by local media. According to Australian public broadcaster ABC, the alleged assailants were 24-year-old Naveed Akram and his father, 50-year-old Sajid Akram, both from the Sydney suburb of Bonnyrigg. ABC further reported that the investigators from the country's Joint Counter-Terrorism Team, a unit comprised of state and federal agencies, believe that the two men had pledged allegiance to the IS terrorist group, Islamic State. In fact, Naveed Akram was examined by Australia's Domestic Intelligence Agency 6 years ago for close ties to Islamic State terrorism cell. The father-son duo had reportedly told their family that they were going on a South Coast fishing trip. During a press briefing, police said that they were confident that the two individuals were the only people involved in Sunday's tragic mass shooting and that they were not searching for a third suspect. They described the incident, which resulted in the deaths of 16 people, including a child, as an anti-Semitic terrorist attack carried out at a Jewish festival.
I can say that we are not looking for a further offender. We are satisfied that there were two offenders involved in yesterday's incident. One is deceased, the second is in critical but stable condition in hospital at the moment. The offenders are a 50-year-old and 24-year-old male who are father and son.
Officers raided two properties in Sydney, reportedly the homes of the two terrorists, and visuals show police still present at the properties.
So lots of police cars raided this street and especially in that house. Yeah, so we couldn't sleep. We were watching everything. Yeah, it was so scary.
Australia's Jewish diaspora is small but deeply embedded in the wider community, with about 150,000 people who identify as Jewish in the country of 27 million. About one-third of them are estimated to live in Sydney's eastern suburbs, including Bondi. Around 1,000 people had attended the Hanukkah event. A new eyewitness video has emerged. The footage shows people celebrating on the beach. Then this is just moments before chaos erupted. Witnesses say that the shooting at the famed beach, which was packed on a hot evening, lasted about 10 minutes, sending hundreds of people scattering along the sand and into nearby streets and parks. Community court chief said they wanted to kill as many Jews as possible.
People came to kill Jewish children and women and the elderly, and they knew that here they would have, in a relatively small area, hundreds and hundreds of people, like fish in a barrel. And that's what they wanted. They wanted to kill as many Jewish people as possible simply because they were Jewish, for the crime of being Jewish.
The Australian Prime Minister has called the attack an act of pure evil as he laid flowers at the entrance of Bondi Pavilion on the beach. He said his country is mourning the dead by flying flags at half-mast all through today.
What we saw yesterday was an act of pure evil, an act of anti-Semitism, an act of terrorism on our shores in an iconic Australian location, Bondi Beach, that is associated with joy, associated with families gathering, associated with celebrations, and it is forever tarnished by what has occurred last evening.
And the Australian Prime Minister said that there is no place for terrorism in Australia as investigations continue in the shocking attack.
An attack on Jewish Australians is an attack on every Australian. And every Australian tonight will be, like me, devastated on this attack on our way of life. There is no place for this hate, violence and terrorism in our nation. Let me be clear, we will eradicate it. Our police and security agencies are working to determine anyone associated with this outrage. Our agencies will provide you with factual updates as quickly as possible as they continue to emerge.
This attack was designed to target Sydney's Jewish community on the first day of Hanukkah. What should have been a night of peace and joy celebrated in that community with families and supporters has been shattered by this horrifying, evil attack. I can assure the community it will be met with a massive, comprehensive police and public order response.
We know that there were many people there to celebrate a happy occasion, the celebration of Hanukkah, and there was well over 1,000 people there when this took place. As a result of the circumstances of the incident tonight, at 9:36 p.m. this evening, I declared this to be a terrorist incident. I have also authorised special powers under Section 5 and Section 6 to ensure that if there is a third offender, and we are currently investigating that at the moment, we will make sure that we prevent any further activity.
The deadly terror attack on a Jewish festival in Sydney's Bondi Beach sparked angry reactions from Israel. Almost immediately, leaders from all the political parties are condemning the attack in the same voice, even former leaders. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, President Herzog and opposition leader Naftali Bennett all launched attacks on Australian government for the anti-Semitic attack.
Anti-Semitism is a cancer. It spreads when leaders stay silent. It retreats when leaders act. I call upon you to replace weakness with action, appeasement with resolve. Instead, Prime Minister, you replaced weakness with weakness and appeasement with more appeasement. Your government did nothing to stop the spread of anti-Semitism in Australia.
We send our warmest strength from here, from Jerusalem, and we repeat our alert time and again to the Australian government to seek action and fight against the enormous wave of anti-Semitism which is plaguing Australian society. Let's hope for better news, and we hope to see them all healing and here.
Israel's former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett called for accountability following the Bondi Beach shooting that shook Australia. He has demanded the Australian government take immediate and decisive action to protect Jewish communities and confront anti-Semitism as the serious threat that it is. Israel's foreign ministry has claimed that at least one of the victims of the Bondi attack was an Israeli national. Country's foreign minister Gideon Saar lashed out at Canberra. He cited protest chants of globalized the Intifada and said the Australian government must come to its senses after receiving countless warning signs. Gideon Saar said that he spoke to his Australian counterpart Penny Wong. He said he highlighted the increase in anti-Semitism in Australia since the 7th of October 2023. According to the data provided by Executive Council of Australian Jewry, anti-Semitic attacks have grown multifold in Australia. In the year 2022, the reported anti-Semitic attacks were 478. By 2025, it has surged to 1,654, and of course in 2024 it was past 2,000.